in the introduction to the topic and the concept of love. As I mentioned to you, love manifests itself in terms of symbolically in our body as well, because some organ of the body or the other gives you an indication of the types of love that you and I feel, or the categories of love that you and I have. Obviously, each category of love and each type of love that you and I feel stems from the same fountain, or the same ocean, which is called love, right? But in reality, there are different expressions and different manifestations of that love. As we said, the maternal and paternal love that we call the maternal instinct or paternal love is symbolized by the womb, right? Sexual love and lust and so on is symbolized and centered around the genitals. Similarly, you'll notice that we said taste and love for food is centered around the tongue and the nose. You'll notice, of course, that a child, when the moment the child is born, they take the child and place it onto the mother's chest, and they say within the first 30 seconds or 26 seconds, the child has bonded with the mother by virtue of the scent of the mother. Within 26 to 30 seconds, the child immediately recognizes and bonds with the mother by virtue of the scent of the mother. Okay, so you have the sense of smell which inclines you towards anything which has a beautiful fragrance, whatever it is. And the most natural one that the child is first inclined to is the scent of the body of the mother, which has its own unique signature. Every human being has his or her own unique signature in terms of smell and body odor. I mean, not negatively, but in terms of body odor, whatever it is, right? So the child identifies with that, and immediately the child bonds. What is that bond? Is that bond of love? Because remember, the child has been in the womb of the mother for the past 9 months, Baba. Right? It's already created a bond with the mother. Now, when it takes the mother in, this is my mother. I know who this is. I've been literally held up inside this womb here for the past 9 months. That's my mother. You understand? You have the nose. Then you have the love of everything that is beautiful in terms of sound is manifest by the ear. Right? And in terms of beautiful poetry, beautiful music, beautiful voices, right? And all of these things here are manifest in the ear. And beauty and love for beauty is most importantly manifest in the eyes. Right? In terms of love, there is no other organ which has the capacity to induce love, which has the capacity to communicate. Listen to this. The eye has the capacity to induce love. The eye has the capacity to communicate love, and the eye has the ability also to transfer love. Yeah. You know, our eyes met. Everyone seems to know how that works, man. Everyone started laughing at that. The art of flirtation only works with the eye, and the Arabs have mastered the ability to do so. Arab women in particular have mastered the ability. Arab women have mastered the ability to display emotion or to express themselves using their eyes and using their eyebrows. Why? Because generally most of the time they are they're fully in niqab and whatever it is. And Arabs have that ability, right? And feelings and emotions and transferal and so on that takes place through the eye, right? So the eye is one of the most important organs in terms of sentient love. The same thing with your hands. Right? Hands expresses love or symbolizes love for everything that is sentient, anything which is sensual, for a sense of touch. Have you noticed that a child, the first thing the child starts to discover is with the hands? So I remember Noora, she go for the glasses. Why? There's something she can pick up, she wants to touch, she wants to hold. Right? And then after they pick it up, what do? They put it into the mouth. Why? They want to experience it. They have an attachment to it. Right? They want to have some type of physical connection with something. That's why they want to hold your hair, or they want to touch your face, and whatever it is. Right? That's hands. Right? In terms of discovery, legs, your feet, right, also are very important in love. In terms of you experiencing, in terms of you walking the path of love, treading the path, etc., etc. All of these organs of the body, in one form or the other, right, are linked to love and various expressions of love and various experiences of love as they go along. Now, let's go to the basic meanings of the word love. Right? Fundamentally, if you have to look in the Arabic language, the most common word for love is hub. ha and ba. Now see how, you see this is the beauty of the Arabic language, which I don't think exists in any other language, Allahu Alam, right? That in the Arabic language, the formation of the word, in the Arabic language, the formation of the letter and the formation of the words and the letters that bring the words together, right? As well as the pronunciation and enunciation of the word, as well as the subtle meanings and the complex meanings from which the word is derived, all have an impact on the language itself. So in the Arabic language, it's not only about the letter, but it's the form of the letter, it's the shape of the letter, and it's also the pronunciation of the letter, right? And also within it, hidden inside the form and the sound of the letter is the meaning. Did you understand that? Hidden within the form, which is seen through the eyes and heard through the sound is heard through the ears. Hidden in those letters is the meaning. So the ink of the black is written with the black ink, but the meaning is the white. Understood that? Farsan, right? So the black is the text and the white is the context. Now, not contacts now. Right? Okay? Right. Now, look and listen to the word. And one scholar, he's a grand sheikh about Azhar, he said even the word hub gives you an idea as to what love is. If you use the word ha, pronounce it. Ha, ha, ha. What does it do? When you say ha, doesn't it expand? Towards the end of the word ha, can you see an expansion at the end of the word ha? Expansion. So he said even the word ha of hub gives you an indication that love is very expansive and helps you to grow. So the pronunciation of the word ha openly, the ha doesn't close up, the ha opens up. You understand? In terms of pronunciation. And in terms of the word enunciation of the word ba, what does ba do? Not kissing. It joins the two lips together, which signifies union. So you open up your heart to the beloved, and then you close it up. Did you understand that? You open your heart to the beloved, and once the beloved enters, you khalas. I told you, it's a very technical discussion, but I want you to appreciate the Quran, okay? So sometimes you know, okay, that's the word hub. Now, the word hub itself, the scholars have given various explanations to the word hub, and I'm going to start off with that, right? I'm using the explanation of Imam al-Qushayri from Risala Qushayriya, as well as the explanation which is very similar that Sheikh Abu Usman al-Hullabi, Tata Ali Hujwairi rahmatullah ta'ala gives in his kitab Kashful Mahjub. So Imam Qushayri says, people have said many things about love and spoken of its lexical origin. Some say that love is the name for pure affection. Love, hub, is the name for pure affection, because the Arabs call white shining teeth, okay, not mine, right? Arabs call pure white shining teeth habab. So they say that love, the word love is derived from pure white shining teeth. Capped teeth don't count. If you had your teeth capped, it doesn't count. And if you had your teeth whitened or whatever these people do, the cosmetic whitening, it doesn't count either. Pure white teeth. And you realize that Arabs in particular, right? I think because of the genetics, each one has different shades of teeth, depending on your racial profile. Arabs in particular, and Africans in particular, particularly Sudani. Sudan means those who are exceptionally dark, right? You'll notice that they have bright, white, glistening teeth, man. Really, it's stunning, some of them. You see this beautiful set of teeth that these people have. Really, they have noor on their face. I've seen some of these, these African sheikhs and so on there, who are dark, in complexion, right? But you see the noor, that from inside on their faces, and when they smile, it's like, look at the beauty of the faces because of the white shining teeth. So they say that The word hub comes from white teeth, or is derived from, has an allusion to white teeth because of the pureness or the cleanliness and the purity of affection. So teeth which are absolutely clean and dark and shining, I mean it's free from plaque, free from dirt, free from all the nonsense, and it's glistening, it alludes to pure affection. Right? Then they stated there, it is said that it is made from hubab, which means bubbles which float on the surface of water during heavy rain. We must say, okay, people in Johannesburg, they suffer that heavy rain. But have you seen this heavy, the heavy rain when it pelts on the floor? Right? All of a sudden when it hits the floor there, you see this little bit of water, and then you see these large bubbles appearing on the surface. The impact of that water hitting the ground, right? And coming to contact with the surface there creates a pocket of air which creates a bubble. And that's exactly what love is. Right? So they say it is there, right, during heavy rain, right? Which suggests that love is the boiling and agitation of the heart when it yearns and aches to meet its beloved. Because of the pelting rain which comes down, right? Love is something which is divine, right? Like the tears that fall from your eyes. Have you ever tried to fake crying? Do you know you cannot fake crying? Do you know that? Some people can to a certain degree fake crying. But unless the heart does not weep, the eyes won't cry. Try it. Force yourself to cry. Unless you don't become a woman generally, let's not go there. Because women are soft. Women are soft-natured, right? But really, do you know you cannot, for all intents and purposes, fake crying. If a person is fake crying as well, you see the mind. He's bluffing. Crocodile tears. Everyone knows the real thing. Because actually crying is riqqat qalbi. It's when the heart dil roya, that the heart wept so much that the eyes filled up. Dil roya ke aankh bharaye. Right? The emotion welled up so much in your heart that you had to find a way out. Do you know that they say, right, that how does it work? I think tears of joy are cold and tears of sadness are hot. Yeah. Do you know that? The next time you cry out of happiness, feel your tears. You'll see it's cold. And when you cry and you're upset and you're depressed, you'll feel the heat. Go ahead, take it up. Okay? Don't go there, you start wiping tears. Okay? Now, heavy rain, right? You know the bubbles that are created. I'll give you an example of this thing here. Khaja Nasiruddin Shirah Dehlawi rahmatullahi ta'ala, who is the Murid al-Khalifa of Khaja Nizam al-Haqq wa Din, Nizam al-Din wa Mahbub Ilahi. He came one day into the presence of his spiritual mentor and his teacher, and he wished to say something in honor of his teacher. So his teacher looked at him and said, Nasiruddin, do you wish to say something? He said, yes. And he was a very austere scholar of Islam, very adherent to Sharia and so on, very strict in terms of Sharia. So he said, Bal Sina Nasiruddin, Juz Ishq Nami Ganjan. In the heart of Nasiruddin, nothing exists and nothing, nothing functions except love. Nothing exists and nothing functions and nothing works but love. Dar Sina Nasiruddin, Juz Ishq Nami Ganjan. E Turfa Tamasha Bi. Look at this unique occurrence, and look at this spectacle. Look at this tamasha and spectacle. Right? Darya bahubab andar. Look at this. That he said, within this heart of Nasiruddin, there's nothing that is active and nothing that exists but love. And he said, look at this spectacle, that there is a sea in a bubble. Did you understand that? The heart is the bubble. How small is the heart? About that big? Size of a fist. That's the size of a heart. But there's an entire ocean of love in that heart. That's why I said, her creates expansion and Ba closes it up. Hub. So if you want to know why they call hub where it's derived from the bubble, so understanding with the example of Nasiruddin Shirah Dehlawi when he said, imagine how small a heart I have, but how expansive that heart is in terms of love. How many people do you love? And each one is a different love. Love for your children, love for your spouse, love for your mother, love for your father. Even love for your mother and father is different. Am I right? It's a different category of love. It's a different type of love. It's a different inclination of love. Right? Love for a daughter is different and love for a son is different. Am I right? Love for the first wife is different, love for the second wife is different. Bibi number one is always number one. Don't you dare say anything besides that. Right? Love for your neighbor, right, would differ in terms of your love for a distant family member. You understand? Like that, you know the example, I don't want to go into it, but what I'm trying to put across to you, don't ever think that your love is limited. See how expansive your heart is. Right? Being in love is something else. Right? How is it that such a small heart has such great capacity? Now don't take this as the literal heart I'm talking about the qalb. Has such great capacity. You have so much of capacity for love, and the more you love, the greater your capacity increases. Now imagine the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He loves everyone and everything, and he's loved by everyone and everything, except those who dislike him because of obvious reasons. And what the Prophet of Allah said, none of you can believe until love for me supersedes love for one's father, one's son, and the whole of mankind. And another hadith, even yourself. Can you understand the expanse of love that you're going to have for the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Because it's a requirement of your iman. Your iman is not completed without that. What is the Prophet of Allah telling you? Loving me expands your heart. Loving me is a means of expanding your heart. And you have not expanded your chest, and you have not expanded your capacity to its full potential until you don't love me more than you love yourself. The Prophet of Allah is saying, by loving me, test the waters and test the depth of your love. Until you haven't loved me more than you love yourself, you would have never understood the expanse of your love. Did you understand what I just said? You know what a profound statement that is? Loving the Prophet of Allah opens you up to your own capacity to love. You know there's a line of Ala Hazrat Fazil Bareli rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi. He says, Husne Yusuf pe kati Misr mein angushte zana. He says, and the beauty of Yusuf, the woman of Misr cut their fingers. وَقُلْنَا حَاشَ لِلَّهِ مَا هَذَا بَشَرًا. I'll come to Yusuf alayhi salam because it's very important. Yusuf alayhi salam is very important to love. وَقُلْنَا حَاشَ لِلَّهِ مَا هَذَا بَشَرًا إِنْ هَذَا إِلَّا مَلَكٌ كَرِيمٌ. So he said, حُسْنِ يُوسُف پہ کٹی مصر میں انگشت زنا. He says, Ya Rasulullah, sar katate hain tere naam pe mardan Arab. And he said, Ya Rasulullah, the men of the Arabian Peninsula cut their necks off at your name only. And the beauty of Yusuf, women cut their fingers. Not even fingers off, they just cut their fingers. At the beauty of Yusuf alayhi salatu, which is half the beauty that has been given to the universe, by the way. At the beauty of Yusuf alayhi salatu, women cut their fingers. And Ya Rasulullah, on your name only, on the name Muhammad only, without even seeing him, on the name Muhammad, the men of the Arabian Peninsula cut their necks off as well. Do you understand what love is? Sure. Loving the Prophet of Allah is. It gives you potential of what expanse of love you have in your heart. And until you haven't done that day, you've never known what love is. You can't love any human being. In the created human beings, nobody is worthy of your love more than the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And of course, the Creator's love is even higher. And until you don't reach that pinnacle of love for creation through Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you will never be able to even fathom the where the love of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam reaches its pinnacle is where the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala starts. That's your mi'raj of love. That's your ascent of love. Understand these things here. Okay? Okay. So they say here, right? It is said that it is derived from the word habab, which means the greatest part of a quantity of water, because because love is the ultimate goal of the most of the heart's desires. Right? So you'll understand that if you want to give an idea of how expansive love is, which is the greatest quantity of water? Oceans? Oceans? Of how many drops is it made of? Can you count it? If you take the 7 oceans, the greatest quantity of water, here they're giving you the expanse of love. If you were to put the oceans of love into your heart, they'll still be placed. Do you know that? They'll still be placed because that's how expansive love is. Right? Then, It is said that it means stability and constantly, derived from the word ahabba, which describes how the camel sits and refuses to stand. What does it describe? Right? Stability and constancy. You know, there's a beautiful line of a lover who's seeking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he's sitting by the, I just try Bayezid al-Bustami first, and this is what it means. You know, you stubbornly sit resolutely and refuses to stand. You're not going to move. I'm going to stand in one place. So one day Sultan al-Arifin Bayezid al-Bustami rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi was sitting in the precincts of the Holy Kaaba. And he's sitting next to a man, and a man is making dua. He's making the dua silently, but because Bayezid al-Bustami rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi had the ability to read his mind, this man was making dua, Ya Allah, accept me, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, accept me, Ya Allah. And every time he said, Ya Allah, accept me, he hears the divine voice saying, I reject you. Ya Allah, accept me, I reject you. Ya Allah, accept me, I reject you. And the man is, Ya Allah, please accept me, I reject you. Ya Allah, please accept me, rejected. Ya Allah, please, rejected. After 45 minutes of this man constantly saying, Ya Allah, accept me, Ya Allah, accept me, Ya Allah, accept me, and he kept on getting no, Bayezid al-Bustami tapped him, he said, Baisar, you know what, make another dua, man. Make another dua. Ask Allah for something else. This is not going to happen for you. You can see you're getting a rejection. So he looked at the man, he looked at Bayezid, he said, Bayezid, tell me, how long is it taking you? He said, over 45 minutes. He says, yes, she's sitting here for 45 minutes. I've been making this dua for the past 45 years. And for the past 45 years, I've been receiving the same answer, no. But oh, Bayezid, tell me, is there any door of acceptance besides this door? If I leave this door, is there any other door that I can go to for acceptance? If Allah rejects me, there's no way I can turn to. So he said, I just stood at this door. For the past 45 years, I've heard no. When he made the statement to Bayezid al-Bustami, the divine voice said, oh, so and so, today I have accepted you. Allahu Akbar. So the line says, in Urdu, they say, Tu tera dar na kholega. Oh my Lord, you